Throughout my time on YouTube, I've seen many YouTubers come and go. Some people stick to one type of content for the entirety of their channel and eventually die out, while others change up their content to get more success in the long run, alienating some of their core fan base in the process. And there's even this weird in-between that happens sometimes, where neither option works, and everyone starts to dislike you. This has happened with people like iDubbbz, where his shift in content completely failed because of the way he went about it. But someone that I feel did the transition just about the best way you could have is Quackity. Although the dude is most known for his Minecraft content nowadays, he used to make a variety of different content, including Toontown content, rating videos, fucking around on Discord, etc. And while he still does some of these things occasionally, the Minecraft content became a very big focus for him, which upset a lot of his old fan base. They felt like he completely sold out to his new Minecraft audience, and left his older fans in the dust essentially. This started the conversation on YouTube in early 2022, about a year before I'm even writing this script, where many commentary YouTubers were making a lot of videos about him. Some addressed how he changed, some called him a complete sellout, and some defended him in the changes he made. Which, by the way, the fact that this became a popular topic or controversy is kind of funny to me, but that's besides the point. Today, I'm going to be explaining how I don't think he's sold out at all, and that even though I don't personally enjoy his content anymore, every bit of the success on YouTube he's gotten is completely deserved. So with that out of the way, let's get into the video. In order for me to explain exactly why Quackity's success is deserved, and why I don't think he sold out, I think I'm gonna have to go back to the beginning of his channel for a minute here. Trust me, this will be important to the general point in this video. So let's get into it. Quackity had started this channel on June 3rd, 2013, with the oldest video on his channel releasing on the same exact day. And the first type of content that he made was Toontown Texas speech videos.
Hi Flippy.
Hi there. Say, aren't you the Toon HQ worker at Donald's Dock?
Yes, and I came to tell you that I want a raise. Flippy. I'm serious.
Get out of my office, you poor noob.
Going back to his first video, and many of the ones he made on the channel at the time, there's a certain charm to these that I can appreciate. And although these aren't necessarily good videos, I do understand why people subscribe to him due to these. They were entertaining, and that's really all that mattered. And with these videos, Quackity slowly grew a fan base of people who appreciated these crudely made Toontown videos, with him hitting 10,000 subs in 2015. If he would have just continued making this type of content, he probably would have still been respected, but would likely die out completely. Hell, I probably wouldn't be talking about him right now if that's all he did. But from this point on, he would branch out the different types of content and continue to grow his fan base even more. Videos that became fan favorites of his around this time were videos like Roblox Sucks, which was still in the Texas speech style that his fan base grew to love, but was more of a satirical look at the issues with the game. And he would make several more videos in this series in the coming years. But after 2015, his content would take the biggest shift that would have happened yet. Quackity would slowly stop making videos about Toontown, and instead, he started focusing more on making videos about subjects that are more in the commentary area than anything. And this would show a theme within his channel that will be important later on. When Quackity's personal interests started to change, so did his content. The people who were watching his older videos weren't the happiest about the changes, but for the most part, he went out without a huge amount of backlash this way. He hit 100,000 subscribers in 2016, which is a huge milestone, and from then on, he would continue to experiment with his content. In 2017, he started rating video games like Habbo and Roblox, which have become iconic videos on his channel to this day, with them having millions of views on them each. He would also start making edgier videos around this time, which, while they were always part of his channel, peaked here. And in 2018, he did a mix of what he was doing before, and more Discord-oriented content, before switching to the latter almost entirely in 2019, with the Discord Got Talent series being the thing that he mostly focused on. So is anybody noticing a pattern here with what's happening? Every few years, due to either changing interests or what fits the algorithm better, Quackity would shift his content to something new. But something that's cool to me is the stuff that stayed the same throughout everything. Although Quackity would change what exactly he made videos about, his general editing style has stayed the same since about 2017, and his humor has stayed the same for the most part, albeit being toned down in certain areas and amped up in others. So it made his content pretty refreshing to me at the very least, because even if he changes content majorly, you could still tell that it's a Quackity video at the end of the day, and I'll always appreciate that. But enough of the side tangent, let's get back on track here. Quackity did a major change to his content again in 2020, but this time it would cause a bit of backlash from his older fans. His content started to focus heavily towards Minecraft content, which effectively alienated his older fan base for many reasons. For one, Quackity used to make fun of the weird people in fan bases that would act very similarly to Stans, but now he was appealing to them. And two, him moving towards Minecraft content and completely shifting his content towards this rapidly growing genre at the time was seen as him selling out. There are other things that people had an issue with him about, but these are the only ones that I'm going to cover for this video. So let's get into this. The first thing that I want to address are the people who are mad at him for appealing to Minecraft content, when he previously made a video shitting on the game and shitting on weird fan bases. The thing that these audience members that say this fail to understand is that Quackity was 15 to 16 years old when he was making most of these videos that they loved. People change over time. I think it's pretty obvious that he isn't going to have the same exact mindset that he had in 2016 to 17 in modern times. For people to expect this from him is just weird to me, to be honest. It's like people want him to keep being the immature teenager that he was in his previous videos. While I do love a lot of the older videos that he made, and they're my personal favorite content from him, it makes perfect sense why he changed interests, his mindset, and his content in general. People mature and people change, so don't expect him to be consistent with his beliefs that he had like 5 to 6 years ago. That's just ridiculous. The second thing I want to address is the whole selling out thing, which I think is just very stupid if I'm gonna be honest. Throughout the entirety of his channel, Quackity would always change up his content every few years or so. He went from Toontown content to more commentary centered content to raids to Discord content. He's done a lot of different things on his channel, and honestly, it's pretty much expected at this point for Quackity to change up his content every few years. So I just have to ask this question: how is he selling out? Is it because he moved to Minecraft content? Is it because he started hanging out with Dream, Tommy Innit, and the more popular guys? In case people forgot, Quackity had also moved to doing Discord content in 2019 and started to collaborate with people like Call Me Carson, the person who made that genre as popular as it was in the first place. He was also hanging out with Dolan Dark and Leafy in 2016 when the commentary was at its peak, and was doing edgy content when most of that was still at its peak as well. If he's a sellout for the Minecraft stuff, wouldn't he also be a sellout for the other times that he switched up his content as well? The answer is yes. So at that point, why does it matter if he switches up his content if he's always been a sellout? In my personal opinion, I think what happened is very simple. Quackity's personal interests completely changed. It makes more sense in him selling out to a certain type of content considering that he was already very popular, hitting 2 million subscribers before he had even started making Minecraft content in the first place. But let's just entertain this for a second. Let's just say that Quackity did sell out and leads his content completely towards what's popular just for views. Why does this matter exactly? There are so many YouTubers that do this exact same thing nowadays. Most of the time on YouTube, you can't just do the same exact thing forever, so I can't exactly fault someone for trying to keep their YouTube career from crashing down. And let's think about this for a second. Quackity never made some grandstanding speech about how his old fan base is horrible, that he made horrible jokes and statements back in the day, etc. He never completely denounced what he used to do, and acted like he was some monster for it, which is why I respect him a lot more than someone like iDubbbz, who arguably made a similar change. Hell, if we look at some clips from Quackity VODs over the years, Quackity himself actually addressed why his content changed over the years, and it lines up perfectly with what I've been saying in this video.
I think the reason I've lasted so long and I've been doing content for so long is mainly because I change it up. You know, I'm not constantly doing the same thing. I think it's inherent for someone to long for content or for stuff that they used to like and are no longer getting. It makes sense. People are not going to be doing the same thing for a while because eventually they will get bored. I think as humans, we're all constantly changing, and that's kind of what I've been doing with my content, and that's the reason I'm still doing what I'm doing.
But overall, the point I've been trying to get across is pretty simple. I don't believe Quackity ever sold out, and if anything, it's a pretty good example of someone who can naturally transition their content and get more success from it. He's been changing up his content since the beginning of his YouTube career. So for people to say that he sold out just because he started making videos with Minecraft YouTubers is kind of absurd to me. If he's selling out because of that, then he's been selling out for his entire career. But with that said, that's pretty much all I have to say in this section. Moving on. This video in particular was a special one to make for me, since I've been a fan of Quackity since 2017, and have started to see an increasing amount of hate for the guy in general due to his content change, which isn't fair at all, honestly. With people like iDubbbz, I absolutely understand the hate coming towards him, as it wasn't just him switching up his content. It was the things he was saying about his old content and how he used to be that got his old fanbase mad as well. But throughout this whole thing, Quackity didn't say anything. He didn't go after his old fans, he didn't denounce his old content, he didn't do anything that could be considered grand grandstanding throughout this entire thing. He just switched up his content, and that was enough to get his old fan base mad at him for whatever reason. For me personally, I have a massive amount of respect for Quackity. He made some of my favorite content when I was younger, and the fact that he's continued to stay relevant throughout all that time makes me happy in all honesty. Do I enjoy his content anymore personally? No, not really. Mainly because most Minecraft content just isn't appealing to me anymore. But that doesn't make me respect him any less, and I hope he continues to have success on the platform. But with all of that said, I'm done with this video. Thanks for watching. This is a bit of a shorter video than the other one that I released, but I hope it was still worth it to watch all the way through. If you want to support me and my content, you can subscribe to this channel, my alt, my podcast, and follow my Twitter, whatever you want to do. You can also become a channel member if you want, and if you don't want to do any of that, you don't have to. It's up to you. And with all of that being said, I'm done with this video. Oh yeah, one last thing. #FLM.